Well, good afternoon. It is Thursday, February the 1st. The sun is shining. It is a beautiful day. We're going into King James Bible, the book of Genesis. This is chapter 32. And Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's host." And he called the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau his brother, into the land of Seir, the country of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, "Thus shall you speak unto my lord Esau, thy servant Jacob saith thus, I have sojourned with Laban, and stayed there until now. And I have oxen, and asses, flocks, and men servants, and women servants. And I have sent to tell my lord, that I may find grace in thy sight." And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We come to thy brother Esau, and he also cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him." Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that was with him, and the flocks, and the herds, and the camels, into 2 bands, and said, "If Esau come to the one company and smite it, the other company which is left shall escape." And Jacob said, "O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which saidst unto me, Return into thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which thou hast showed unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become 2 bands. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him. Lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with the children. And thou saidst, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude." And he lodged there that same night, and took of that which came to his hand a present for Esau his brother. 200 she-goats and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milch camels with their colts, 40 kine and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses and 10 foals. And he delivered them into the hand of his servants, and drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, Pass over before me, and put a space betwixt drove and drove. And he commanded the foremost, saying, When Esau my brother meeteth me, and asketh thee, saying, Whose art thou? And whither goest thou? And whose are these before thee? Then thou shalt say, They be thy servant Jacob's. It is a present sent unto my lord Esau, and behold, also he is behind us. And so commanded he the second and the third, and all that followed the drove, saying, On this manner shall you speak unto Esau when you find him. And say ye moreover, Behold, thy servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the present that goeth before me, and afterward I will see his face. Peradventure he will accept of me. So went the present over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. And he rose up that night, and took his 2 wives, and his 2 women servants, and his 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them, and sent over the brook, and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone. And there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. And Jacob asked him, and he said, Tell me, pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which is upon the hollow of the thigh unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. We can see that Jacob is coming back to his homeland. And of course, he's got to confront Esau, his brother. As far as he knows, Esau still wants to kill him. But God has told him to go back there. How many of us would do that? How many of us would say, okay, God, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to put my faith in you. Don't we always lean upon the flesh, on our own understanding? Don't we say, I kind of tricked Esau a couple of times, and I tricked him out of his inheritance, and I tricked him out of his blessing from our father. And, he said he was going to kill me. And, I don't think it's very wise to go back there. But God had spoken to him. Now, you can imagine him wrestling with God. And it's funny how this comes in at the end, because wouldn't you wrestle with God? I mean, in your mind, spiritually, wouldn't you be kind of going backwards and forwards between, okay, I'm going to trust God, and then, a couple hours later, I don't know. Esau was a hunting man. He knew the way of the world. He could kill a man like he killed animals, and I don't think so. And then you kind of, think it through, and you go back to God, and then you go back to your way and back to God. You're wrestling with God, figuratively speaking. But he obeyed God, and he was there, and he sent a peace offering to his brother. Kind of soften him up a little bit, Probably thinking, well, Esau's a bit of a worldly guy. I need to put some worldly stuff in front of him, soften him up a bit. That would probably work, It doesn't say anywhere that God told him to do that. He did it of his own, offering a peace offering like that to Esau. So it's going to be interesting to see how Esau responds, isn't it? For those of you that get ahead of me, it's okay. That's fine. For those of you that have read it before and can remember, that's fine too. We're just going to take it one chapter at a time and focus on what we've read. We can look back on what we've read, but we're taking into account that each day suffer itself, Let's understand it. Thank you for listening. This is the first day of February, so this is the first day that I will only be posting on YouTube. I've left Facebook. Apparently Messenger went with it. And so that's a burden taken off of my shoulders. It really become something that I didn't want to be involved in anymore. And it's going to allow me to focus more on the Word and to get to know God better. That's what we need to do, because He loves us so much. His mercy is endless, and His blessings are so beautiful, and His grace is awesome. Hello, Bear. It's Bear. Thank you for listening. Remember, God loves you. I love you too. Ooh, careful there, Bear. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.